We have all the highlights on the third and final presidential debate coming up.
The Visionary Feminist Club honors a deceased student here on campus.
And if you're a collector of coins, a penny might make you rethink its value.
Find out which Disneyland attraction is getting a facelift. Newscene starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to this episode of Newscene. I'm Gabe Salazar.
And I'm Maria Fani.
The presidential candidates are hoping what happens in Vegas won't stay in Vegas after Wednesday night's debate. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton took the debate stage one last time, hoping to sway undecided voters and rally their bases. Here's more.
Secretary Clinton, it's an open discussion.
Wednesday's debate showdown was just as combative as previous matchups. Moderator Chris Wallace worked to focus on policy, but the candidates often attacked and talked over each other.
No, he always is looking for some
Chris, we don't gain anything.
He has all the
Iran is taking over Iraq.
Secretary Clinton.
The night's big headline came when Trump refused to promise that he would accept if he loses on November 8th.
Do you make the same commitment that you will absolutely, sir, that you will absolutely accept the result of this election?
I will look at it at the time. I'm not looking at anything now. I'll look at it at the time.
Some Trump supporters defended his position.
He didn't say that he wouldn't accept the outcome. He said, I will let you know at the time.
Others blasted the candidate. Conservative commentator Laura Ingraham tweeted he should have said he would accept the results of the election. A presidential historian explained why many people find the remarks disturbing.
Aspersions on our entire free and fair elections. That's one of our great exports around the world. And for a lot of us, we might say that's just the Donald, but for around the world, it looks like a breakdown of our democratic process.
A CNN poll found that 52% of debate watchers thought Clinton won, while 39% gave the night to Trump. The debate did pretty well in terms of viewership. Early numbers indicate more than 70 million people tuned in. Fewer people watched the second debate, while more people watched the first.
Ecuador's President Rafael Correa recently cut internet access to WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. Assange is currently living in an Ecuadorian embassy in London as a refugee. Ecuador cut Assange internet access because of leaks by his anti-secretary secrecy website. Back in 2012, Assange was granted asylum for accusations of rape and sexual assault, making the situation with Ecuador a bit stickier.
And all were in good company heading into the White House state dining room for the final state dinner. The Obamas made sure not to forget those who helped them over the previous 8 years. The extensive guest list consisted of aides, media, and celebrities. The attendees included Jerry Seinfeld, Frank Ocean, Chance the Rapper, Gwen Stefani, and her date country star Blake Shelton. As guests arrived, they were welcomed by an a cappella group. What has now become the most anticipated aspects of Obama's state dinner is the live music entertainment. Gwen Stefani performed live with her date, Blake Shelton.
What started out as a fun-filled LA to San Diego biker run turned into a tragic scene when a truck swerved off of the Coronado Bridge and landed on vendor sales booth over 60 feet below. Luz Dia Caballero has more on the story.
Several shocked festival goers rushed to move the vehicle in hopes of saving those that were trapped underneath. However, the 4 vendors died almost immediately after the truck plowed into their booth. 9 others were injured. 3 suffered major trauma. The driver, identified as 24-year-old Richard Anthony Sapolio, was also rushed to the hospital. Sapolio, a Navy aviation technician, was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence. On Wednesday, Sapolio was charged from his hospital bed and faces multiple counts of felony, DUI, and manslaughter. Meanwhile, strangers, friends, and family of the victims come together to pay their respects to the 2 couples. Andre Banks and Francine Jimenez from Hacienda Heights, California, and Cruz and Ana Marie Contreras from Chandler, Arizona.
We just wanted to come down here and pay respects, and we got to meet a family member, and we got to hug on her and love on her, and that's what we're here for.
Every day, the vigil gets bigger and bigger. Candles, pictures, flowers, and lots of love from a community that remains shaken and hurting.
When I heard about this, it just broke my heart. It just broke my heart that 4 people lost their lives here when they were here at an event, all happy and enjoying themselves.
There's no word on the safety measures that will be taken following the accident. California Highway Patrol and Caltrans are investigating the crash. We will keep you updated with the latest.
And 2 are dead after a brutal series of crashes on Interstate 15 early Saturday morning. A Jeep carrying 4 Marines was rear-ended by a sleepy driver and stopped on the shoulder halfway blocking traffic. The Jeep was then struck by 2 more cars, one of which rolled over a guardrail and down an embankment. The driver of that vehicle, as well as one of the Marines, were killed. Everyone else suffered minor injuries.
It all started with a tweet from Tell America It's Great. The campaign started October 13th. The concept is simple. Record a video of yourself telling why America is great. Then upload and submit your video to the tellamericasgreat.com. The only rules: contestants must be nice and not use inappropriate language. Everyone is encouraged to join the conversation. Photo and video are both welcome. Canada is like your best friend who shows up at the lowest moment in your life. As a fallout, hashtag Tell Canada Thank You has began trending.
And City College students put together an honorary event for their fellow student Diana Gonzalez. She was murdered by her husband in 2010.
The Visionary Feminist Club hosted a vigil honoring the memory of Diana Gonzalez in the AH Quad Thursday evening.
First of all, thank you for everybody that was here supporting our family and everybody that make this happen. To pretty much anybody that's going through domestic violence, to speak, to get the help needed. I know sometimes it's scary, it might be scary, it might be doubtful that you're going to get the help, but there should be a help out there for you.
Organizers spoke about Diana denouncing domestic violence, encouraging victims to seek help.
The purpose of the event is to honor the memory of Diana Gonzalez and to provide resources that we have here on these tables to people that are possibly going through domestic and sexual violence, or people that may know someone who's going through that. And so if they come to this event, maybe they can get a flyer, maybe they can see that there are resources, and maybe they can somehow help the people in those situations.
The San Diego Family Justice Center talked about how to keep friends and family safe. Maria Murcia, Newscene.
Thank you for that, Maria. Our thoughts go out to the family of Diana.
For those who love theater, the drama department at City College will be running another production this semester. The second fall production will be How to Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. It's directed by Ashley Kobza. Opening night is next weekend on October 28th. It will run through November 16 in the Seville Theater. Come out and support your local actors.
And for all you coin collectors out there, a financial services firm named Ally has started a competition where eligible participants could win $1,000. All you have to do is find one of the 100 pennies that are located throughout 10 cities. The goal is to remind people that every cent is worth saving. For more information on how to participate, check out allyluckypenny.com.
The results of an international FBI sex trafficking bust end happily for San Diegans.
And find out the latest sports news from our teams in our very own backyard. Stay tuned after the break.
She calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you're beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. The whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
That's
Welcome back to Newscene. Russian and Syrian warplanes halted their airstrikes in Syria on Tuesday to allow civilian and militants to leave the city. According to the Associated Press, Russia says there are designated routes for people to get out. This was an 8-hour humanitarian pause of the bombing, in which U.S. State Department spokesman has said a bit too little, too late. Aleppo is Syria's largest city subjected to intense bombing since 2011.
A New York college student is dead after fighting for ISIS in Syria. 24-year-old Sami al-Gordani left home in January of last year and was killed in November. A man named Ahmad Mohammed al-Gamal is under investigation for aiding Gorani in leaving the country and joining ISIS in Syria. The two met online and remained in contact through Facebook, according to the court documents. Gamal was arrested and has been detained without bail since August 2015.
And what started out as a peaceful anti-United States rally in the Philippines turned violent when a police van rammed into protesters just outside the American embassy in Manila. Demonstrators urged citizens to support President Renato Reyes' request to cut all military and economic ties within the United States. The Philippines has been an ally of the United States for a long time, but this alliance has been tested recently after remarks about President Obama.
It looks like the royal family is not above the law. Prince Turki bin Saudi Al Kabir of Saudi Arabia has been executed earlier this week due to shooting of his colleague during a mass brawl 3 years ago. No details were given on his execution. Many speculate that he was beheaded, the punishment for murder. It is rare for members of the royal family to be put to death.
And the judge who was presiding over drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman's case was shot and killed execution style outside his home. 30-year-old Judge Vicente Bermudez Zacarias has just left his house for a jog while he was approached from behind. A surveillance video shows the moment when the Guzman catches up Bermudez Zacarias as he turns out of his home and into the street.
Dozens of children were rescued from an international sex trafficking ring last week, 3 of whom are coming home to San Diego. Officials announced on Monday the success of Operation Cross Country X, an annual international effort to combat sex trafficking. The operation took place from October 13th to October 16th. In total, 82 children were rescued and over 200 arrests have been made.
And the Tower of Terror ride will give you its last tour later this year. Taking its place, the Guardians of the Galaxy ride based on the Marvel franchise that was released in 2014. The plan was announced at San Diego Comic-Con to a crowd of boos, and a petition has already gathered over 35,000 signatures on change.org. Disney execs say the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride will still have the free fall experience, but not comment on how much will be spent on the redesign of the ride and why the change is happening. Disney bought Marvel Entertainment into 2009 for over $4 billion, and they have begun incorporating more Marvel characters in their attractions. The Tower of Terror officially closes in January and reopen as the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride later this summer.
Earlier this week, San Diego City Council approved a $400 million project in downtown. This project is a development which will include Whole Foods, housing, office space, and in San Diego's very first Ritz-Carlton. The construction will be taken on by Sistera Development, and it's expected to be finished by October 2021. The building will be located a block away from Petco Park in the East Village. This will be San Diego's most expensive building so far.
And so much is going on with our City College Knights teams. David Pradell is here with more about what has been going on this season. David?
Yes, thank you, Gabe. Yeah, a lot has been going on. Let's go to the soccer field first, where the men's team currently sit in first place in the conference. In their last 6 games, the Knights have scored a total of 15 goals. There's one right there off a free kick. And as the regular season is coming to an end, the Knights are eyeing a conference championship title and are poised to make a strong playoff push next month. The team is led by Francisco Contreras, who you see right there, gets the ball one-on-one, beats the defender, and lobs it over the goalkeeper for the score. He has 18 goals so far this season, and also he earned honorable mention of the state athlete of the month. In other words, he has been tearing it up. But for him, it's not about individual performance, as he shared that it is a team game.
I'm not the only one on the field, so they're always helping me, they're always assisting, they're, creating chances for me, and I also create chances for them. You got to always work hard as a team, and that's what creates a good player as a team.
It is going to be interesting to see what the team is going to do in the upcoming weeks, so you're going to want to stay tuned for updates. Now, on the women's team, it has been a different story. Their only win so far came against Imperial Valley College, where they are able to find the back of the net 5 times during a rare rainy afternoon. And now they are still working hard. Take a look at this goal from a much sunnier day. Here it is. Fresh sophomore Karina Chamberlain sends it up to freshman Juliana Orlandoni. Let's rewind that one more time. Let's see it again. So good. Perfectly placed ball from Karina, and even fantastic header from Juliana. Now, from outside the soccer field, the cross-country teams have also been working hard. And earlier this month, the cross-country teams competed in a 5K race against Imperial Valley College. Leading the men's team was sophomore Ishmael Fernandez as he crossed the finish line first with a time of 17:56. There he is right there. And in the women's race, another night led the way. Freshman Brianna Coronado finished first with a time of 24:33. Both of the Knights came out with the victory, and both teams are preparing for next week, which is the conference championship meet. Now, from the outdoors to the indoors, the women's volleyball team has found success this season as they are currently in 3rd place in the conference. The Knights recently defeated Cuyamaca and Imperial Valley College. Also, last month, the team finished first in the City College tournament.
Yeah, our chemistry on the court really affects how we play. So when we're working well together, we do better, we compete more. We don't have a lot of games left. I want to say less than a month. And so these last games we play, we're going to kill it and play as hard as we can.
Moreau leads the team in surface aces per set and is ranked 4th in the state. Also, she's in the top 20 in the state in kills. So far in the season, she has recorded 209. And now that is all the time I have for sports. Make sure to follow Newscene on Twitter and Instagram for any of the latest updates on the teams. Back to you, Gabe and Maria at the desk.
Thanks for that, David. Coming up, find out what the state of California is doing to create equality with the transgender community.
Also, Target pulls a popular Halloween favorite. Find out why.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
The California Restaurant Association launched a workplace project to create equality amongst the transgender community. This is the nation's first transgender job program which aims toward closing the unemployment rate and put an end to gender discrimination. According to a report by NPR, the 22,000-member association is large enough to connect transgenders to find a job in California.
There's a mystery to solve with musician Bob Dylan and a new movie released just in time for Halloween. Brooke Slyer has more in entertainment.
Thank you. Now let's jump right into entertainment because there's a lot going on in the movie, music, and TV world. With the year coming to an end, lots of awards for 2016 are being given out. One of those awards is the Nobel Peace Prize. Musician Bob Dylan was awarded this year's Nobel Peace Prize in literature for his more than 40 years' worth of poetic song lyrics. Now, the only problem is that since the announcement, the musician has not confirmed if he will attend the award ceremony. The Academy is waiting to hear back, but says the ceremony will go on as planned without him. Dylan is only the second musician to earn a Nobel Peace Prize. Another award that comes up every year, and Bob Dylan's already won this one, is induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The 2017 nominees have been announced, and there's a variety of artists up for the award. A few notable first-time nominees include Jane's Addiction, Journey, Pearl Jam, and Tupac Shakur. To be eligible for nomination, the artist must have released their first single or album at least 25 years ago, making this the first year for both Pearl Jam and Tupac to be eligible. The winner is chosen by votes from the public and professionals in the music industry. Fans can vote once a day until December 5th at rockhall.com. Now switching gears to TV, last night on Fox was the new rendition of the cult musical Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it made its debut, directed by High School Music filmmaker Kenny Ortega. The reviews were mixed for the musical, with many fans disappointed it wasn't filmed live. Speaking of famous musicals, these shoes might be the most recognized in all of film's history. I'm talking about Dorothy's Red Slippers from the classic The Wizard of Oz. It's been 80 years since actress Judy Garland wore the slippers down the yellow brick road, and now the Smithsonian says they're starting to fall apart. The museum hopes to raise $300,000 through its online Kickstarter program, which will be used to repair the shoes and build a special display case. The goal is to feature the restored slippers in a new exhibit in 2018. From Hollywood history to new movie releases, it's getting close to Halloween, and many moviegoers are looking for something scary. The movie Ouija Origin of Evil comes out today, and here's a sneak peek for all of you movie junkies.
What's this?
New prop for work. Spirit, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. And we can see you.
Who are you talking to, Doris?
Daddy, are you there?
The movie is a prequel to the 2014 Ouija. For those of you who aren't too into scary movies, there's plenty of other choices at the box office this weekend, like the comedy Keeping Up with the Joneses or Tom Cruise's Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. That's a roundup for the Hollywood entertainment this week. Now back to you at the desk.
Thanks for that, Brooke. Now, being cautious and considerate of the recent events surrounding creepy clowns, Target has decided to stop offering masks in stores and online. Although there have been reports of real and fake clown attacks, sales for these costumes have skyrocketed compared to years past. With all of the publicity surrounding clowns, recently professional clowns have been affected negatively from scary clown incidents. And superheroes or princesses will tell you which of the costumes are the most popular this Halloween.
And after the break, John has an update on this weekend's weather. Stay tuned.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. Love. But what really makes up this country of ours? What is it we love? It's the people. Almost half the country belongs to minority groups. People who are lesbian, African American, and bi, and transgender, and Native American, and proud of it. After all, what's more American than freedom to celebrate the things that make us, us? This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, disability, sexuality, race, religion, and any other labels. Because the second any of us judge people based on those labels, we're not really being patriotic, are we? Because love has no labels.
Welcome back to Newscene. John Sanders is here to give you the latest update on this week's weather forecast, including tonight's meteor shower. John?
Thank you, Gabe and Maria at the desk. The Northwest is dealing with high and low pressure fronts, as we can see right here. The Midwest streaming all the way to the East Coast, and even parts of the South is dealing with high pressure fronts, and the Northeast is dealing with the low pressure fronts. Now, as we transition to the West, that's dealing with the high pressure front, as I said. The Santa Ana winds are expected to develop, and in combination with the low relative humidity values will lead to an elevated risk for wildfires across the Southwest, from Santa Barbara all the way to San Diego. Winds earlier this week were mostly flowing north, but now are starting to flow northeast, which is going to help develop and intensify the Santa Ana winds, and will bring the wildfire threat farther south. CAL FIRE reported earlier that additional firefighters and resources will be made available during the event. Folks will want to stay hydrated and during the daytime avoid strenuous activity in the heat. It's also suggested that you wear light clothing as well. Now, the air conditioners will be being worked this weekend, so electric bills might boost up just because we're dealing with a high Santa Ana wind alert. The flow, now that's going to flow. The flow of the Santa Ana wind will weaken and shift more onshore late into the weekend and early into next week, which will alter the weather degrees, low 80s to high to mid 70s throughout the weekend leading into Tuesday of next week. Now, on to the meteor shower that is taking place this evening. I personally have not been one to witness a meteor shower personally, so I'm looking forward to this event. This map clearly shows areas that are in good visibility, fair visibility, and poor visibility, and I just so happen to be in the good visibility area. Now, about this Orionoid meteor shower, it happens every year during this time in October and November when Earth's orbit around the sun crosses paths with debris from Halley's Comet. As the icy comet makes its way around the sun, it leaves behind a little trail of comet crumbs. Comet crumbs. Hey, that's interesting. As is the case with most nighttime sky watching events, you do not want to be in a heavily lit environment, so seek high ground. We luckily have a few places within San Diego that is high ground, and you might be able to get a good visual of the meteor shower. As we can see, it says a lot of places streaming from west to the east will be in good visibility. So regardless to where you are located, it's possible that you will be able to see this nighttime event taking place. Now, back to you at the desk.
Halloween is around the corner, and it's time to find out who you want to be for All Hallows Eve. According to the National Retail Federation, superheroes have bumped princess out of the top spot. 10 years ago, girls didn't really have a choice when it came to Halloween costumes. That is not the case anymore, says author of the book Bullied, Kerry Goldman. Animals, Batman, and Star Wars round out the top 5.
And that's all we have for this episode of Newscene. Stay tuned next week to catch all the latest updates.
Thank you for joining us, and have a good weekend. But Gabe, are you going to go and watch the stars tonight?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out, probably in Iron Mountain, where there's not much moonlight there, and hopefully I can get a glimpse of some of the meteor showers there.
Honestly, I have never watched it, so I think I'm going to go and do that tonight as well. I hope you all enjoy this weekend.
And have a good night, guys.
Thank you. So, are you going to...
Oh, God.